You already? What it do, bruh?
You know what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
once again, it's on.
Back again. Another fine week. You know what I'm saying? Another fine week. You know what I'm saying? First, we're going to shout out our sponsors, though. You know, shout out to that Flex Fitness on the com. You know what I'm saying? I've been in there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But we're going to wait, you know what I mean, let that show itself. But, you know what I mean? Shout out to Flex Fitness. Shout out to Yo-How Helping Hands. Shout out to that Wash Bar. You know what I'm saying? Out there, West Philly, Laundromat. And shout out to, you know, the best child care, the best kept secret uptown right now. You know what I mean? Self-Preparatory Academy up in that Germantown area. You know what I'm saying? Looking for somewhere to, you know what I'm saying? Some people to love on your child. Reach out. Self-Preparatory Academy. What it do, bro?
You know what it is, man. First and foremost, man, I want to shout out to all the people, man, that been out there that been showing Table of Consequences some love.
Major.
Like, and the feedback. I mean, we've been getting a lot of feedback from the streets, and it's been all real. It's been all love. Yep. And everybody that just push the like button and subscribe. We definitely appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Keep spreading the word like Johannesburg.
Yeah, we definitely need them to push the like and subscribe button. That joint free. You know what I'm saying? That button free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these smartphones, sometimes they be acting dumb.
Yeah, they get too smart sometimes.
That's what it is. Try to interrupt the flow, but we on.
Yeah, we on like popcorn.
Yeah, oh man, I like to shout my sons out on the mural on the back. You know, for those of you guys that just probably viewing your first episode, this is why these guys is up here. It looks like a painting, and it's actually is a painting. I want to shout out to Omar, you know, Oskino.
Oskino.
Yeah, Omar Vasquez. He painted this joint off his phone, like straight hand. You know what I mean? All our work.
Yeah, a few people they don't know. He talented on that level.
Super talented. Definitely want to shout him out. I ain't been doing that. I'm you know, install my integrity with that. But he's a hell of an artist. If you know my sons, and actually his son is on the mural too, then you know he did a hell of a job. You know what I mean? So with that being said, to my left, I got my son Gerald Stewart, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence at the age of 23. And right next to him, I got my nephew, Omar Vasquez, who died in Philadelphia from a car accident at the age of 18. And right next to him, I got my twin Mutman Jenkins, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence as well. And right next to him, I got my other son, Montrell Stewart, who died from gun violence in Philadelphia at the age of 26. Consequences, bruh.
Yeah. That's where we, you know, we take a moment. What it do, bruh?
Yeah, you know, I'm just living life right now. You know what I mean? I'm excited about, you know, everything that we got going on in our near future. Obviously, we got some folks that's been hitting the, you know, the platform, wanting to come, you know, tell their story, because everybody's story matters.
For sure.
You know, we got a hell of a guest today, but before we introduce the guest, that was some hell of a shotties you got on, bro.
Yeah.
What is like a teardrop heart situation?
You know what I'm talking about?
You going through love all over again? What the fuck is going on?
You know what I mean? It's the crying heart pups. You know what I'm saying?
I see that. They crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just something different. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to look like nobody but myself. You know what I'm saying?
Talk heavy.
You know, something different. You know what I mean? I knew some of the viewers there respected. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate my, you know what I mean, my creativity.
Yeah, they hot. I like that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't really be on your shoddy work, but I'm really feeling them today. You give me your shoddy work serious, boy. Man, it's like you got an arsenal full of different shotties.
You know what I'm talking about,
today
bro?
You really show, you know what I mean, who you really is.
Yeah.
But these joints, so
you know,
I mean, shout out to you, man. Keep
what
being
doing,
you, man.
Bro?
You know what it is.
You know
we got a hell of a guest, man. Let's, you know, no further ado, let him, you know what I mean? We also always love to let, you know, our special guests, you know, introduce themselves. So we'll let that be the time. He can do that right now. Let's get it.
So y'all know me. Most of y'all probably know me as Uptown Smoke, Philadelphia Smoke. But in these days, I'm going by my government, Mike. Most people don't even know that. Before I made that switch on the IG, half people ain't even know what my real handle was. So me and my wife had a talk, trying to level this life up, you know what I mean? Different levels. I'm blessed, able to get in a lot of these rooms nowadays, and smoke just ain't carrying it, you know what I'm saying, in a room. So I'm going by my government, Michael Morrell, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. Let's get into it.
Dang, that's
man.
hot.
Yeah, that's
Feel
hot.
me?
But I'm gonna just let you know, I'm gonna call you Give 'em Smoke. You know what I'm saying?
That was hot. I like how you you know, showed the you know, the level of growth, you know, and I like how you tagged your wife in. So, you know, from just you hearing you say that, my first question to you is, how long you been married?
4 years. February 20th, 2020. We
Mm.
got married. It was a real bittersweet day for us, cause one of my old heads got killed on that day. Well, that's his birthday actually. He got killed in January, but his birthday is that day. So typically it would be a day of like grieving, and you know what I mean. But we try to flip the script and you know what I mean, celebrate it. So that's our anniversary, and we try to do it big every year.
That's
you know what I
hot.
mean?
What, if you don't mind me asking,
hot.
what's your
My old head, yo.
I figured
Yeah,
you'd
Big
say
Yell.
that. Big
Yeah.
Yell,
Yeah, for sure.
Uptown finest,
No doubt.
Mount Airy finest.
No doubt.
Big Yell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Shout out to Big Yell,
me
man.
and
For
Big
sure.
Yell, we done walked some
Yeah.
tears before. You know what I mean? Some cell blocks.
Right.
Big Yell.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
shout out to Big Yell, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What life look like for you right now, Smoke?
Oh,
You know,
man, right now. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know, you know, me knowing your history, you know, and I'm watching. You know, the dope thing about social media nowadays, there's a platform where you can really, not even if you're giving the viewers, you know what I mean, you know, giving them that from just a growth standpoint, it could just actually show growth. You know what I mean? Just from
Right.
regular lifestyle, you know, posting pictures, posting posters about, you know, what you got going on currently. So, you know, my question to you is, you know, how life treating you right now, bruh?
Oh, man, right now life is beautiful, man. I'm learning patience. That's one of the things that I really didn't have growing up, and then probably one of the main reasons that I ran into a lot of consequences that I ran into. Because my life growing up, which we'll get into, is a little different than most that you would hear that end up in some of the circumstances that I ended up in. But right now it's beautiful, man. Me and my wife, we really locked in together, and we just making things happen together. Right now we got a skin clinic called Utopia Beauty, specializing in skin. Actually it's located in Elkins Park, Yorktown Plaza. Right around the corner in the same plaza, we just opened a barbershop called Utopia Grooming Lounge, which is not going to be your average barbershop that you used to walk in and just getting the cut and rolling. We try and give y'all like a real elevated, luxurious experience where you coming in and you don't want to leave. I don't really want to spoil it with all the services because I'd rather people come and get the experience they saw. And of course, the clothing brand, Sturdy Faith. It's, I shelved it for a minute, but I watched the episode the other day, and you was telling a young lady about like what she believed in and this, that, and the fourth. And that's really what my brand is all about. Faith is just a belief, and the sturdy part is how much do you believe. So a lot of people approach something like, you know, I hope I accomplish it. I wish no, we sturdy on it. We gonna make it happen. And just with that belief, subconsciously, it start manifesting. Like you want to work out, you'll find yourself eating right, sleeping right, doing all the things to make sure it happens. So that's what the brand is really about. You know what I mean? But life is beautiful, man.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
that's all that, man.
That's all that, man.
That's all right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I think you should have spoiled it, man. I think you should tell the people what they got to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, you know, it's when you, I mean, for me, I don't have no hair, but I still miss that barbershop experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Going there and you know, just be around the fellas and get that spoiled treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, that spa treatment. Now I know a lot of barbershops, they offering the facials, the beard treatment, the skin treatment. You know what I mean? Giving people the works.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So-
I got 3 boys right now. So
Okay.
I still, you know, got to slide in them joints.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to really like be sitting in the barbershop now, as I get older, I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like peace of mind. I ain't looking for a bunch of weed smoke.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not looking for, you know, your gun hanging off, you know, off
Exactly.
your hip. Like, you know what I mean? And if
Right.
you got a gun, that's your business. But I'm talking about in terms of the kids.
Right.
Kids don't need to see all that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I don't want to feel like I'm in fear You know what I'm saying? You know, I
Mhm.
got to keep watching my back, looking over my shoulder. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When you go into these barbershops. So if I can find a barbershop where I can get a peace of mind, feel that peace, don't really, you know what I mean? Don't want to roll. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That type of feeling.
So for sure, Utopia Grooming Lounge is that spot. Number one, we and jokers know better than to come over there with that. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't that.
Yeah, where y'all
over
at?
there. We right at Yorktown Plaza, 155 Yorktown Plaza, Elkins Park, PA.
Yeah.
So yeah, jokers ain't coming over there with that. And then we definitely giving you that experience. Like you coming in, you getting a beard treatment. We specialize in beard treatments,
Right.
actually. You know, I ain't got no hair, so I had to make sure that was top of the list. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's a diversity. Like it ain't just us in there. You know what I mean? I
Right.
got all kind of flavor barbers in there, women. And on top of that, like the greeting, like a lot of that customer service is what's missing in a lot of these businesses nowadays.
Right.
We big
Well,
on that.
talking about
You know what I'm saying?
right.
We big on it from the time you come in to the time you leave. You being pampered. We don't as men, we don't really get that. That's like a
Right.
women thing, you know what I'm saying? So we giving it to men, we making
They
it a
get us
safe
in
space.
and kick us out
yeah,
the door.
exactly. Get it, you know what I mean? But we making it a safe space for men to come in and you know how like some businesses you go into, for instance, like when you think of like McDonald's when you was a kid, yeah, they was known for Big Macs and all that, but you thought about fun when you went to McDonald's.
Right.
So when you come to Utopia Grooming Lounge, yeah, you getting a cut, but you're leaving like feeling royalty as a man, like a king,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how we carrying it over there.
Yeah, that's all that, man. You talk about McDonald's. I used to go to see the clown. I wanted to
Right.
step on his shoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, normally nowadays people use Chick-fil-A customer
Yeah,
service
absolutely.
for like a great example,
Right.
the ways of being. But it's really like, you know, you trying to perfect your craft every single day.
Right.
Always think about you first and foremost. How would you love to be treated? And you just try to match that energy with your thoughts. And I think you'll be great. But, you know, like Bruh said, you know, people like the anticipation of something that you say. So, you know, my advice, you know, I'm being a business owner is always give them that.
Right.
Like, yo, this is what we're going to, you know what I mean, provide. And people going to show up just to hear, just to see if that's on that
Right.
what you say is on the list,
If we on
that they
100,
did it.
yeah.
They want to just
Right.
check it off.
Right.
Like, damn, I just went through there just to make sure.
It was
Because he
everything they
said
said
he
it
was
was.
going, yes,
Right.
everything he said
No
it
doubt.
was.
And more.
And more.
Right.
And then that way the word of mouth be powerful. It's
Right.
an impact behind that. And then you'll have people come through the doors who you just never knew how they got there.
Yeah.
And it really don't matter because you're going to be so in tuned on
Right.
who your new client going to be. But the word of mouth is going to be powerful. You know what I mean? So
I feel
always
that. I
line
appreciate
that. Yeah, always put that out there, what you guys going, the service you guys going to provide. Because up until the day that it ain't a grand opening yet, right?
Not yet.
See, and up until the day of grand opening, people going to show up just to check, just to,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Check it
Because
off.
just to check it off their list. And if you can meet, you know, the customer's appreciation, is a wrap from there, bro.
Right.
Like, you know
No,
what I
no
mean?
doubt.
No,
Speaking
more power
of
for you.
grand opening too, man, October 19th.
See?
If y'all ain't
October
doing that,
19th.
man, please pull up, man. It's going to be amazing. And on top of it, we doing a night market the same day because we be
Ew.
hosting vending events over there too
Oh,
for
that's
local.
dope.
So if you're a vendor, you know what I mean, feel free, get in contact with me through Instagram or whatever, you know what I mean, and sign up. We also, what I didn't mention, which is probably like most important, is me and my wife sat down one day and just thought about how long it took us to get to where we are right now mentally, you know what I mean, and all that. So we decided, let's start a youth entrepreneurship for the youngins. We're going to get them a chance early on so they ain't got to wait until they where we at right now to become better, you know what I mean, themselves, make themselves better or whatever. So we started that too, and we ran it this summer. We had like 8 kids, 4 girls, 4 young boys.
Yeah,
And
that's all that.
it went from like mentoring to like parenting, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I got
for
a
sure.
real strong connection with all of them actually.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
all
that was dope.
that's
dope.
strong. That's something that we need to highlight. You know what I mean? Continuously to highlight because young boys and young ladies, they need that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of youngsters, they missing that. You know what I'm saying? Not no fault of theirs, but you know, and not no real fault of the parents, because sometimes parents be caught up in the hustle and bustle
Right.
of just trying to keep a roof over their head.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? That they lose, you know what I mean? That, you know, you miss out on
Mhm.
being You know what I mean? That certain type of parent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got, it's all about the village. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
The people you got around your children. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy because I just was reflecting on that in terms of why I switched my son's school.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think the school that he was going to, you know, it was cool and all in terms of yeah, my son go here. But in terms of, you know, kicking him out the door, he couldn't wait around. You know what I mean? He had to really, and he was losing like a part of him, like his culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm more intentional. Like I got him around like men. You know what I'm saying? People that's going, you know, damn, your shoes untied. You know what I mean? Your shirt need to be tucked in.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, giving up them firm handshakes and, you know, look at, you know what I mean? When you're talking to somebody, look them in the face. I mean, all this looking down, mumbling, you know what I mean? Looking in your phone while somebody having a conversation with you and stuff. Like these are the things that, you know what I mean? The school that he's in now, he'll get checked for. You know what I'm saying? And we know that they are bad, you know, characteristics to have. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the other school might, you know what I mean, dismiss it. Like it's not a big deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely mentorship is definitely pro, sure, man, because we definitely need a village helping to raise these kids, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all that. The key to also what you were saying is the dope thing about it was experience. When you said, you know, it took me and my wife to go through what we went through to get here.
Right.
We were willing to teach that to the youth. That's education. And they always say education is the key. Sure. But guess what? The person that experienced it, you know what I mean, firsthand, you get just the best teacher, bro. So that's hot. And I appreciate you, you know, giving that up on the platform. One of the things I want to ask you is, you know, because it sounds great right now. Everything, like you said, life is great. But let's dig back into your past. Like how, you know what I mean? Let's get into the meat, steak, and potatoes of
how
this
you
thing.
get here.
Like, listen, when you was a youngin', let's get back down. We talking maybe, you know what I mean, when you felt like you started doing things on your own, you know, and whether it was good or bad, we don't know.
Right.
But fill us in. Like, how was it for you? Like, you know, we talking maybe like young adolescent age.
Okay.
You know, growing up into being a teenager in Philadelphia. You know, what was your mindset then before you met your wife, obviously? And so on and so forth. Let's get it.
I heard they called you Go-Go before you met your wife.
Oh, man. So, like I was saying early on, my upbringing was a little different than the average person. I grew up in a 2-parent household. Mom worked, dad worked, older brother, older sister. I was the youngest inside the house and typically outside the house. So, you know what I mean? All them, they got about a good 8-9 years on me. So now they don't look crazy, but at 11 and they 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? So crazy, right? I found myself just running around with them and probably getting involved and seeing stuff that I wasn't really ready to see at that age. I had a mean basketball game back in the day. And, you know, most hustlers back then, they thing was like, you gonna be our ticket out of here. You know what I mean? So Yell was one of the ones that him and a few others was one of the ones that if I tried to creep up on the corner, he'd be like, young boy, you go ahead down playground, you know what I mean? Get your game on. So Yell falling at the early 90s kind of threw things off for me because now the generation after them is like the opposite. What you going down the playground for? You better get some of this money. You know what I'm saying? Never really wanted for nothing. I ain't had a silver spoon, but I was super close to it, you know what I'm saying? Might have not been the sneaks that I wanted to get, but they was fresh. You know what I mean? I wasn't walking around with no holes or nothing. And I got turned on early on. Be honest, probably around the time that the Fab Five, Michigan Fab Five, when they dropped them Hirachis, and my whole block had them. And I knew I was gonna get them, but I was gonna get them when my peeps got paid 2-3 weeks later. It wouldn't have been the same, you know what I mean? Same feeling. So I decided, man, I got some money, you know what I mean? I need these joints now. So I was find myself saving my little lunch money, you know what I mean? Germantown High School, getting into dice games and all that, coming home. And then I had an old head who I would see him when I went to school, see him when I came home from school. When I'm playing outside at night, he out there. I'm like, he like, yeah, young, I'm getting his money, this, that, and the fourth. So we started off marijuana, you know what I mean? Pushing it. And then I never forget how I got turned on to the other game. I got a bundle. Back then, I think you was getting like 140, keeping 40, something like that. Maybe might have been 30. It was coming so fast though, it didn't matter. I was gonna make my money.
It definitely was 30.
Yeah, 30, you know what I'm saying? So
turkeys ain't giving no more.
right. So my first sell, nigga bought 12 of them. And I had done.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I'm cutting into my profit off one John.
Right.
That's it. Weed is over. You know what I mean? I got introduced to that. And then running. I caught my first case in 01, I believe. A little sucker John or whatever. But so moving forward, all my cases that I caught, I never did no jail. The most jail time I ever spent was like maybe 2 or 3 days. I always bailed out and fought it on the street and just pleaded out.
Right.
Rewind back to where we was at with it. I pretty much because I was hustling, you know, back then all the girls was one of the dope boys, you know what I'm saying? So
sure.
So
we thought.
So we thought, exactly. But that's crazy because I feel like the ones, like our route to me nowadays, I look back, was easier. The dudes that was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to college. I'm going to school. They the ones that really should get the praise, in my opinion.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But peer pressure took on, start smelling myself, you know what I mean? Getting a few dollars or whatever. And I never forget, this had to be 9-6. I think I was in 11th grade. Mind you, I'm hustling the whole year before that. So people thinking I'm really, really getting to some money. But to top it off, that Mother's Day, my pop bought my mom a Lex. My mom was a crossing guard.
Right.
You know, the school was like a couple blocks away, so she could literally walk. So she was giving me the keys like it was nothing.
Right.
So now imagine a 16-year-old that was 15 hustling. Then 16, I pop out with a Lex.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was up. I'm talking about up.
Right.
Up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you can't tell me nothing. So I start Zop. Y'all know Zop.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me to the party scene. Oh, you need to start throwing
Big
these parties.
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Big Shit.
I'm like, man, I'm getting money. So I ain't with the party, you know what I'm saying? So he started off like, just come through, check it out. So I would come through and everybody, we would know everybody.
Right.
So it went from like me having that mindset, like, I ain't no party boy, you know what I mean? To me like, oh no, the parties is where it's at. So I started throwing parties, and because of who we was, everybody would just come, you know what I mean? So the parties from the rip was successful, you know what I mean? And then it just started getting crazy from there. Parties started growing and growing. Then I started meeting, you know what I mean? I met my brother, you know what I'm saying? We meet later on through the tire, when I got into the tire shop, you know what I mean? I don't want to drag it out because I know y'all got some more questions, but yeah, it was getting crazy.
No, that's what the story is like. It is what it is. And then you show like play after play. And it was dope how you text Zoc in.
Yeah, for sure.
Because all it was another hustler showing you another way to hustle.
Absolutely.
And the crazy thing about it is, right away you thinking the party's not it because it's not the it thing to do at the time for hustlers. But it was a legit way to get money.
Mm-hmm.
Versus what we highlighting the risk.
Right.
Damn, he taking the risk, he getting money.
Mm-hmm.
And in our eyes, like you said, we thought the girls, that's what they admired, but they was dealing with the jokers that wasn't on the corner too. They just wasn't saying it.
Right.
You know, the females, they think like us, talk like us, walk like us,
slick.
but they we just not in on the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is for the youth that's out there that's going to be viewing this, they need to understand that it's all about choices.
For sure.
You got to make the right choice, because the choice you make, if it's based on how you feel, being like pretty much it's like a male groupie.
Right.
We just not saying that. You know what I mean? You're just taking it like into the wrong shit.
Right.
It could ultimately bear the wrong type of consequences. Like you said, you start catching cases. Thank God you ain't never had to do no jail time.
Right.
You know, my story a little opposite. I did a bunch of jail time, you know what I'm saying, for doing the same type of crimes.
Right.
And that's the point, the highlighting point, you know what I mean? So that was dope that you said all that. But you want to say anything on that?
No, I mean, y'all said it. Y'all said what y'all said.
Yeah.
You know
right.
Yeah, so now, you know, party scene, you know what I mean? You doing your thing with that. When did you start realizing that the streets wasn't it?
So I started realizing that, I guess it was when I had my first daughter, my oldest daughter. She 19 now.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, man.
Yeah.
Full scholarship, education, John. She at Widener, killing them right now.
That's out of Chester, right?
Yeah. So when I had her,
That's 6.
it started slowing me down. And believe it or not, I got an old head who shoot pool.
Right.
Used to be a pool hall at Cheltenham and 19th and Cheltenham.
We remember.
So I would go in there. In reality, my man VAR, shout out to VAR too, man. We would play basketball while we was running around ripping.
Right.
When the phones would dry up, we would go shoot on the court or whatever. But during the wintertime, be too cold to do that. He'd be like, come on, let's go to the pool hall. So I go to the pool hall, mind you, I ain't like it. I ain't knew nothing about it, but he would just be tearing me up. And I'm one of them, I'm competitive, you know what I mean? I don't mind you winning if I know what I'm doing, but the fact I don't have a clue when you tearing me up, it was killing me. So I had reached out to this old head named Kurt in there, and he ran a pool hall, and he would show me how to play and this, that, and the fourth. So I found myself spending more time in there, even to the point where sometimes my phone would be ringing and I'll ignore it.
Right.
So ultimately, I'm losing money, you know what I'm saying? But I'm liking what I'm doing. And I reminded him of himself when he was my age. So he took a real good liking to me. And then he started giving me the game, you know what I mean? On like, man, you ain't gotta get into that, this, that, and the fourth. And he was grooming me. And then I got real good in pool. And ultimately, I started getting in tournaments, and I was making money, in most cases, more money than I was making standing on the corner and all that. So it kind of started like easing me out. And then my wife, man, like I can't even really continue my story without including her heavily, bro. Because
should have brought her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's dope.
She,
That's
dope. Yeah.
She was one of them ones that like I met my wife in 03.
Right.
So she knew me, you know what I mean? She seen the side from the parties to the hustling and all that. So she one of them wives that like your friend, like even though that's my wife, she ain't always gonna ride with what I'm on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If she see me going left, she gonna pull me. And I need that, you know what I'm saying? We all need that for real. But she just was giving me different perspectives. Cause in my mind, I'm like you said, the popular hustles, you know what I'm saying? Everybody go from when you trying to get out the game, you buy some cars and I ain't knocking it, you know what I'm saying? Whatever works. But that's the route I try. I try to start selling. I'm at the auction buying 9 cars. By the time I sell the car, the money is gone, you know what I mean? I'm on a treadmill. So then I got into the tire business. He put me on a tire game. And I'm one of them ones, man, like I'm a worker and I get to it, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no ego or nothing. So I'm like literally, one week I'm getting some money, the next week I'm throwing tires, you know what I'm saying? And I did it, but I did it with the mindset knowing that this ain't gonna be it forever, you know what I mean? I'm going to eventually own my tire shop. And that's what I did. And that's around the time that I met you or whatever. And I had a tire shop there on 29th and Hunting Park. Which I was blessed to have because it was already like a detail shop down there. So I kind of came into the money, you know what I mean? And we did that for a while. Then I got 2 more shops, one at Germantown in Berkeley, and then the other one right down the street at Green in Berkeley. We had some collision shops. One of my partners, I had partners at those shops. One of my partners got killed. And it kind of turned me off. I wasn't there for it. I ain't really know what it was about or nothing. And it was just uncomfortable, me being there while not knowing what's going on. So I had to talk with my wife. I wound up, the building that I had at 29th Street, the owner wound up losing the building. So when it was time to do it again, I'm like, I ain't really feeling it. My heart ain't in it. So my wife, she was always into the beauty industry. Her mom had a nail salon in Ambler that she worked at. But my wife, like, she know how to do everything when it comes to it, more than nails, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't just it. So I stepped to her. Like, yo, you don't want your own shop? And she was like, nah. At first she said, nah, for whatever reasons, you know what I mean? She didn't want the responsibility or whatever. But at this point, I can't work in there with you. And I'm like, I'm not no 9-to-5 boy. Shout out to everybody that do it. Cause at this point, I understand the purpose of it. Back then, it was like, I ain't working, you know what I mean? So I had my homegirl, Kat. She had a boutique up in the Northeast. And it was like a whole strip of businesses. Dave, matter of fact, had a nutrition joint a couple doors down.
Right.
So
Fox Chase?
Yeah, Fox Chase, yeah. So a couple doors down from Dave was where we had our first location at. So before we got that location, I told Kat, man, one of these joints become available, plug me in. So she told me. And I just went up there and grabbed it.
Yeah.
And I came home with the keys, told my wife, look, we got a joint. What you gonna do? You gonna waste my money?
Yeah.
And first couple years was struggling. That's the misconception a lot of people get about business. They think they just gonna get right in and
Right.
just gonna, nah, give yourself at least 4 or 5, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we did, but it ain't take 5 for us, you know what I mean? It took about 2-3 years, and then the next conversation we was having was like, babe, I need bigger space. That's all I wanted to hear, you know what I mean? So we came over here in Yorktown Plaza, got that location, and then about 2 years after, we got the barbershop. But in the midst of all that, it was one of the best investments that I ever made, because you know, as men, we find ourselves like trying to carry the load, and sometimes that load get heavy. So it's been times that I really ain't have it. It was a struggle for me. But that investment that I made in my wife, she was able to carry, you know what I mean, carry until I was able to get back on my feet. And that's where we at right now. You know what I mean? Some months I got the ball, some months she got the ball.
That's what it is.
But you know what I mean? We on the same court.
Right.
You know, same basket. So
yeah, that's powerful, man.
Yeah,
Your partnership is with your wife, man, is a game changer.
Oh man.
It's a game changer. Sometimes matter of fact, it's like the best game changer, because ultimately sometimes your partners, one thing your wife gonna do, she's gonna level up to that. She's gonna meet your energy. She's gonna meet your work ethic.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
Like, and sometimes you just got a partner that you might be your homie, best friend growing up and all that, don't got the same work ethic you got.
Right.
And ultimately that relationship don't never be the same. But when it's in-house,
right. Exactly.
Work ethic on the beam.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's matching energy. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's crazy. I go through that with my wife now. She see my work ethic like, yo, you get up every day early with no complaints. You're going to go work with no complaints, and we own our stuff. So it makes her be like, I got to go to work.
Right.
And it's like the mentality is, yo, remember when for her, I say, yo, remember when you worked for somebody? You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't just take off. You had to show up no matter what. You have to take that same mindset and mentality with what you own, and it's gonna get us to the next level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
that's dope.
Sure.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah. That's all that.
Biggie got a line that he talk about. He say, man, I remember Puff told me to treat it like how it was when I first started. And that's where I think a lot of us we fell at that, because that mindset, I'm the boss, I could come when I want, leave when I want. Nah, you gotta be there even earlier and stay even later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't get comfortable.
Right.
Yeah. So so when you started cutting the hair, that was how long you been doing that?
So
how long you been cutting hair?
So 2016 is when I closed the auto shop. I had the conversation with my wife, and I just was like, you know what? I believe that much in what you got going on, that I'm gonna go to barber school and I'm gonna jump on this with you. I used to play around cutting back in the day, killing. I mean, I was hacking it. It was bad.
I was gonna ask you that. How you got in barber?
It was bad, man. And then 2016, we had that conversation, and I seen the excitement in her face, but not really knowing if I was standing on business or not, if I was just talking. So I let a couple months go past to try to really figure out what I'm gonna do. And then 2017, man, I just jumped on it. And I went to this school out in Norristown called Premier Barber Institute. It was a game changer for me, because it was some instructors that really cared. It wasn't just about taking your money, you know what I mean? Like, they really was concerned about what you was doing when you left, when you wasn't in there. And another thing that was fortunate for me, when I was there, I got a great relationship with Lightfoot. So while I was in school, I was able to go down there and pick up some, you know what I mean, some tips and tricks and all that, and then ultimately start cutting in there. So fresh out of barber school, I had a clientele through the roof, and I was making some money. And then COVID hit.
I was going to ask you how that worked.
COVID hit, sat me down, which was probably one of the greatest things that happened to me, honestly, because sometimes you be so caught up in your work that you don't even, like, I got into the game thinking I just want to learn how to cut. So in the event that I open some shops and I ain't got no barbers, at least I could hold it down for a minute. And then that went from that mindset to now I'm getting in the crib 11:30 at night. I'm standing behind the chair all day. So when COVID hit, it was like a breath of fresh air because it gave me a chance to like plan some other things. And I ran a bag up during COVID. So
I peeped you.
yeah, I ran a bag
with the
up during
bingo
COVID.
shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. So for me, it was grand opening, grand closing. I ain't cutting hair no more. I'm cool. But my clients wasn't feeling it. They like,
Right.
bro, I mean, so my mindset at that point was like, all right, I gotta make it worth it. So I took the number upstairs a little bit, thinking it was gonna run them off. No, they jumped on, you know what I'm saying? So I got a great relationship with my clients. I don't even really want to call them clients because it's
They
like
family.
you know what I'm saying? And it's been great ever since then, man. The barbershop it's the beginning. So when people come in and they see it and they like, oh, this is nice, and you know what I mean? In my mind, I'm like thankful because I'm like, y'all ain't see nothing yet. You know what I mean? It's getting ready to get crazy in here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, man, that's not downplay the barber school and like it's an old school hustle.
It's an old school hustle.
And it's needed.
No, let's highlight that because who talking about like, being a barber is a super opportunity. Like you don't really hear it that much. Not in the neighborhoods we grew up in. You know what I mean? So let's put that out there on the platform as well. Like, yo, that's a way out.
Right.
For sure.
That's gonna get you all the way off the grid.
Right.
You know what I mean? All the way off the radar. You could definitely make some career level income from it.
No doubt. Yeah. No.
And piss some other people on.
Right. Absolutely.
That's hot.
So barbering, back in the day was looked at as like you're just a barber. Like it wasn't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? But not to get crazy, I found myself some weeks making like some crazy, you know what I mean?
Good money.
Good money, you know what I mean? It's an industry that, like you said, allow you to get in a lot of rooms, man, especially in today's time, social media and all that, you know what I mean? Like I've been blessed to be in places, different states, different countries, you know what I'm saying? Like me, like my 9-year-old, my youngest child, she different, bro. She not the kid that like on her birthday want a bunch of toys and she wants to travel.
Right.
So we was blessed to take her in May. We toured Asia. Like we flew into Korea, left Korea, went to Cambodia, left Cambodia, went to Malaysia, which at the time I didn't know was an Islamic country. So we coming from Cambodia, shorts, tank tops, you know what I mean? They stopped us right at y'all violating the dress code.
Yeah.
So and our whole luggage was that. So we had to reroute, and so we decided to go straight to Japan.
Right.
Tokyo. So Korea was like, and each place it was like I could live here because I know I could cut hair. So I can make a way until we make a different way if that's what we decide to do.
Right.
But each place was a humbling experience, man. Korea just let me know like, damn, if the US can get on this type time where they just minding their business, they just about their business, we could be so far ahead. They don't, I go there, I'm like, I gotta have the fresh sneaks, my clothes. So, and our means of transportation when we was there was the subway. So I'm literally on the subway. I know I'm fresh,
Right.
and I'm looking at a joke. Nobody's looking at me. Nobody's like I just wasted a whole bag. I could have wore flip flops, and you know what I'm saying. And then go there and go to Cambodia, which was like the Cambodia trip was probably the most touching trip for me. It really like let me know, like, bro, like looking in the mirror, if you ever complain about anything, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna knock you upside your head. That's how the Cambodia, all the stuff we see on TV, poverty and all that is real right there. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it in real time, you know what I mean? So that was great. I remember when we first got out the plane, the way we was getting around, they call them tuk-tuks. It's the moped and then like the little cart on the back.
Right.
And the boy was like, soon as we got off, he looked at my wife. He was like, that chain you got on real? And she was like, nah, it's costume jewelry. He looked at it. He was like, tuck that joint in. I got my camera out. You know, I'm amazed. I'm looking at it. He like, nah, put that joint a little closer to you. So we like, what's up? They like, man, Joker pull right up next to you and snatch it and keep it going. You know what I mean? So that was crazy. The trip, it was a good trip, but I ain't really enjoy it that much. I had my 9-year-old.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm keeping, you know what I mean? It was like safety for me. I'm security the whole time. But it was humbling because we went to this store and it was like maybe 7 or 8 kids out there, and the soda might have been like $1 or something. I gave her a 10 and she was giving me my change back. And I wanted to give it to all the, I'm like, yo, y'all can have it. And my wife was like, oh, you can't do that. I'm like, why? She like, man, they put a call out. We got a rich US boy over here and snatch you right up. You know what I mean? So it was one of them joints where it was like, I really wanted to leave my luggage. Everything I came in, I just wanted to leave it with them, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was crazy. But it really let me know, man, we blessed to be in the US, man.
It sound like, you know what I'm saying, y'all got something in common.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, it sound like y'all both got Orientals.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, look, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I ain't going back.
Obviously, you married like I'm married, so here's a blessing.
Yeah.
Here's a blessing.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. That the crazy thing about it is, man, segueing into the conversation, it's always important to be a student, man, and listening, man. And what made you an opportunist, and what gave you the opportunity was the income,
right?
And like I said, we highlighting the fact that you was able to make that money from doing something that a lot of us is overlooking right now. You know what I'm saying? And for some of us that's taking a cool route,
right?
Like here in Cambodia and all these places, it's like that's like the Badlands. You know, like that's all they know. Like they don't know nothing out of Philly. And what we got going on now is an epidemic,
right? In
regards to, you know, the social media, the bragging rights, the drill music, you know, all the murders and all that stuff. And it's just that we don't got nobody telling them, yo, it's a different route you can take,
right? And
still be thorough, cool, living your life. You know what I mean? Seeing what the world look like.
Right.
A lot of people ain't going nowhere, bruh.
Yeah.
They stuck. You know what I mean? I know people right now that for real, I ain't been past Miami.
That's a fact.
Like Miami is just like they be all say all they ain't been, but I mean obviously Atlantic City,
right,
and Miami. You know what I'm saying? And not too many people even did that. Like where I'm from, Nicetown, I know some people that ain't never been out my neighborhood.
I was getting ready to get into that. You got jokers here in the city that ain't been different places in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think for me, going back to what you were saying with the opportunity, like being teachers or whatever, it's jokers that look at you, you know what I'm saying, and seeing y'all pass. I watched y'all the episode a couple weeks ago when y'all had Limo on there, and he talked about growing up in y'all hood and seeing y'all what y'all was doing and how y'all would come back and share, you know, what was going on with them. But it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that going on nowadays, and we for real, we the spotlight. You know what I mean? Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, but it's jokers that's looking at us, knowing our past, you know what I'm saying, and seeing how we turned it around. I think what's important is at some point that we really, like, this is dope because it's giving everybody an opportunity to tell their story and all that. But we gotta figure out how to, like, hit the streets with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because one thing I learned is that these places, I forgot what they call them, TSA workers or whatever the case is, that work with the kids that's in trouble.
Okay.
I remember years ago I had an interview for one, and one of my homies was working there, and at first they weren't hiring people with felonies, and then some kind of way they supposed to change it. And I went to the interview, but mind you, prior to me going, he already told me I pretty much had the job. So I went confident, like, oh, I know I got this job. And it was a Caucasian young guy at the time, probably was like, I would give him 30. That was my interviewer. And he shot me down. I ain't get a chance to talk. He seen my paperwork. I ain't lie on it because I thought I was good. And he was like, no, we ain't hiring felons. I'm like, so I'm hot. I'm mad. So leaving out, I mumble. I'm like, I know why y'all really ain't hiring me. And he was like, you want to like what you say? No, that's what he said. What you say? That put more steam. Like, you questioning me? You know what I mean? So I'm like, I said, I know why y'all ain't hiring me. Why y'all ain't giving me a shot? And he was like, you want to elaborate that? And I said, yeah. I said, I'm looking around while I'm sitting waiting to be interviewed. I watched like 5 of y'all staff members walk past. None of them look like us. None of them. So y'all hiring these dudes that went to college, read books, watch movies about my life. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know that they can't really touch these kids. These kids ain't dumb by a long shot. Right. They could read a joke and know you ain't from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So
circles around them.
Exactly. So hiring a dude like me, I might not be able to touch all. I'm gonna touch a couple of them. That's a check y'all about to lose. Y'all don't want that. You know what I'm saying? So y'all rather keep these dudes in here, make it look like y'all. You know what I mean? But I'm on y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in a situation like that, that made me more adamant. Like I want to create my own, whatever that organization that's called. Because I know a brother like myself, you, and everybody else that we know, we changed some lives for real, bro.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
You know what I mean?
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt.
That's on my bucket list.
No doubt. Yeah, but you know, it's so crazy. Just leading from the front. You know, those brothers that understand that they leaders. You know what I mean? Like really making an impact in regards to having followers.
Right.
I mean, like not on the gram. I'm talking about like having followers, right? Jokers talk like you, got your whole style and all that. Just support.
Right.
Just turn a green light on. And a lot of times we don't support each other verbally from the rip.
Right.
No, I don't fuck with bull. Like, don't be having no legitimate reason to say that. You know what I'm saying? Based on principle.
Right.
Like, no, he foul, boy. You know, I know he messing with fuck with the kids and you know, like something that makes it, you know, that detrimental, the reason why you don't. And if we just support each other, like black people support each other, like we infatuated with like bringing each other down. It's been a highlighting point. Like soon as one of us gets, you know what I mean, something happen, or it go viral.
You see it
like
now,
you'll get a text and be like, damn, what the hell is this? Oh, damn, that's such and such and such. And it'd be the bad outcome.
Right.
We don't highlight the good stuff.
Right.
Nobody ain't gonna sit around and send, oh, damn, Smoke made it. He, you know, he making a way, boom, boom. He doing this, that, and the third. He about to open up something in Elkins Park.
Right.
They not doing that, bro.
Right.
That's the opposite. So if we could just, you know what I mean, like do the opposite of what we've been taught to do, we'll be well off, bro. We don't even got to talk about, yo, come walk, you know what I mean, let's do this peace walk and all that. No, we be already walking in peace.
Right.
We'll be already, you know what I'm saying, when jokers say, oh, no, I got a problem with such and such, such and such, like, and we can get to down to the root of the problem, it ain't even worth the anger.
Right.
I mean, really, what's your issue? You know what I'm saying? And then get those two brothers on the platform. Nah, man, we like, listen, man, I know, even if I don't know your mom, your dad, your brothers, your cousin, look, man, that's all we got.
Exactly.
Man. Y'all boys go out and make up and go out hugging her. Because you arguing over an Instagram post? He wasn't even talking about you.
Exactly. I feel like at least speaking for myself, I kind of had that coming up though. You know what I mean? Like even just step like now, if I ride down the block I grew up in, I might know 4 or 5 people, man. You know what I mean? Whereas though back then, I knew my whole block around the corner and the blocks around there. You know what I mean? And we would come together. And how I carried it in my house is real close to how I had to carry it outside because them grown-ups was able to check me. And bring me back to my mom or my pop, and I was gonna get in trouble again. You know what I mean? Versus now where you can't say nothing to these jokers, man. They parents don't you could be dead wrong, and your parents is gonna defend that. You know what I mean? So I feel like I watched a podcast not too long ago, and the brother was saying something about focusing on what you do got versus what's not there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like just as much as it is enough of us not supporting, it is enough of us that do support. Though we just gotta find each other, focus on that, and come together. You know? What I mean?
that's the highlighting point.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm inspired by y'all. Keep it a bean. You know what I mean? We come up together, but I'm still fans of both of y'all. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like even coming in, you know, when I came in and flexed the other day, I'm like, dang, bro, look good. You know what I'm saying? I got no problem telling you that. You know what I mean?
All
and it's amazing to see because I remember years, you know what I mean? Like I'm looking at us and bro, I remember when that was all black, bus. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Yeah, I mean, real rap. Like to see that for us to still be around and see the grades, it's like, man, we doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's keep that going.
Yo, I want you to elaborate real quick on like the fact that you gotta keep recreating yourself.
No doubt.
Like I remember seeing you in the mall not too long ago. I'm like, what you doing there? You're like, man, I got this stand. Woo.
Right.
I'm like, bet, let me support from the rip.
Absolutely.
But like that was just another part of you recreating yourself, trying to find your way.
Right.
Like how important is that?
I think that's probably one of the most important things, especially as an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like I just got one of them drives, bro. I'm not one of them ones that's afraid to jump off that cliff, bro. Like I got a lot of homies that, you know, when you get our age, mid 40s, high 40s, a lot of dudes get content. Like, you know what I mean? I got jokers that we sit around and we share the app Zillow. And I got like the majority of my homies. One day we was in a barbershop. This is a true story. It was like 5 of us and we was on Zillow and jokers was pulling out they dream homes and I want to get this crib built and this, that, and the fourth. And I was hesitant to show my drawing, you know what I mean? Because it's I want like a $30 million crib when it's all said and done, you know what I mean? And I ain't really want jokers to be like, man, you tripping. Yeah, I mean, that ain't so I showed it and I got that. Hey, what you need all that for? Cause it's out here. Why not? I want it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what I want.
Yeah, right. So so I say all that to say I'm not content. I can't get content, bro. So I gotta keep recreating and to be where like for instance, if me and you on like we talking and you like, I want that crib in Delaware, I want the crib in Beverly Hills, our work ethic is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Like once you get your crib in Beverly Hills, I still got $50 million. Yeah, I mean in Delaware, I still got $50 million to grind up to get my joint. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go 50 times harder. Right. So I have multiple streams of income. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the clothing brand. Well, I think my issue with that was I was trying to juggle too much at the same time. So I tried at the clothing line, be at the mall, be barbering and all that. And I let my pride kind of get in the way to the point where it was like, damn, I don't want to stop doing one because it's gonna look like I'm failing.
Right.
I had to come to grips like it's cool. I'm focusing on a barbershop right now, and I'm gonna revisit the clothing line when it's right. And to be honest, bro, I got something coming, man. I'm super excited about it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, our recreation is that's one of my biggest things. You know what I'm saying? It's a must.
Definitely.
I love recreation, man.
Because a lot of times when people get stuck on one thing, doing one thing,
right?
You know what I mean? If that don't work, it's over.
Right. It's easy to get blown away.
Yeah.
If you're on the ocean and you just standing there, you only got one thing. When that wave come, you know what I'm saying? But I'm boom, boom, boom. One of them waves gonna push me to where I need to be at.
I'm big on my next I'm big on my next project.
No doubt.
And for me, it's like, all right, I gotta understand that this ain't gonna work. Like I gotta come into grips with it because I'm giving it 100% energy every day, but it's not gonna work. All right, shut it down, shut down shop. But I'm gonna let it play out though.
Right.
I'm a strong believer of that 2.5 to 5 year business thing. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, if I'm like, all right, bet I'm on the treadmill, I gotta switch my style up. I'm willing to do that. Why? Because they say you gotta fail your way to success. You know what I mean? If you fail on an adventure or an endeavor, that doesn't mean that your life is over.
Right.
And the people that just lay there and don't never get up, that ain't gonna never be me.
Right.
Like I'm cool on that. Like I get it. And when I be saying people like, damn, you ain't doing this, you doing this now? Yeah, yep. I'm doing something else. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like I invite you to the plate.
Right.
Right. Let's get out here and paddle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's all that.
Yeah. No, failure is the way, man.
Definitely.
You gotta embrace it. Because it showed you what not to do when you jump to the next. You know what I'm saying?
Is it really failure though?
It's not.
Not at all. That's a word.
Yeah. Right. For sure, it's not failure.
I think that word is very disempowering.
Yeah.
I mean,
we ain't failing, we figuring it out.
We
learning.
Learning.
Right. You know what I mean?
Learning curve. It's a learning curve.
Everything's a lesson. You know
most people call it. It was just my learning curve.
And some things, sometimes we might say, damn, this is a business I want to be in. But in all actuality, it might just be a hobby business.
That was me.
You know what I mean? That could be a hobby business. This could be your bread and butter. This could be, you know what I mean, something else. You know, you got to learn to put them all in different categories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, even deeper than that, though, Bus, one of the things that I learned coming into adulthood was that I still like some of the finest things, whether that be like a car, a house, or something like that. And I feel like I need a stream of income for each one of those things. For sure. You know what I'm saying? To cover it. Right. So just one stream of income not gonna cover the lifestyle that I want.
Not gonna cover that appetite.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. And the piggy bank.
Right, exactly.
Got to keep that piggy.
Right. Y'all got piggy banks?
For sure.
Yeah.
Like real live piggy banks. Though.
I mean, my water jug.
I got
is my
Kitty.
piggy bank.
Right.
I keep a water jug
Yeah,
that
I keep a
it saved us a couple
Right.
months ago.
So,
You know what I mean? It saved that piggy bank saved us. I ain't gonna hold you.
Right.
That bill got paid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Little something you
gotta
left
have
hanging
a
around
kitty.
your pocket, you throw it in
Gotta
that
have
joint.
a kitty,
You
man.
look up over the
Gotcha.
years, that shit be
Yeah.
looking like something goofy.
Yeah, it do.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause
Yeah.
now I ain't living the way I was living before. I ain't partying every night and all that. So them little food dinners and all that, man, all that's going into the piggy now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gotta have that, man. Because guess what? 365 days is going to be 365 days. It's going to be 365 days, and it's going to keep moving, whether you paying attention to it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you focus on this, putting away something, it might be super light.
Right.
That you might not even realize that's going, you know what I mean, grow over time.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to crack it and see what
Right.
it look like. Man, forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know, especially if you cut out, if you say, yo, I'm gonna cut out this little habit I had and just still spend that same money on tucking and saving, man.
Right.
You be like, damn, you be amazed on how much you was, you know what I mean, spending on your habit.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I was spending all this.
Exactly.
People just going out buying bottles, tripping,
Mm-hmm.
getting sections.
Right.
That shit was drunk.
Right. And I ain't even no drinker. So
Yeah.
all my money was being spent
Spending
on
on somebody
else.
else.
Tripping.
Right.
Definitely.
For real.
Hey, let me ask you this: how many kids you got?
I got four, man. I got four. Yeah, my wife, she her oldest, mine, you know what I mean? And then I got three come straight out of me. All girls.
All girls.
Every relationship that I ever been in, from like my first girlfriend, I never had a boy around. Always been girls. So really, 3 out of me, but really I fathered about 10 girls. All together, you know what I mean? And
That's
still got
hot.
relationships with them to this day.
Yeah,
They
that's
call
hot.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's like you know, doing that, you gotta be like gentle.
For sure.
You know what I mean, especially when you fathering young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
Mm.
thing. You know what I mean? I've been blessed to have a little girl finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Ain't nothing like it, man. Them girls, they take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
When the block spin.
When the block spin,
Man.
right?
I just had a birthday, Father's Day. Come to me,
Hot.
boxes of sneaks. I'm like,
Right.
I could get used to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Right.
It's well earned, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, that's all that, man. We definitely welcome you to the table of consequence.
I
Know that you
appreciate
got
it,
a
man.
major story. You know, we gonna start a street team in the near future, so we definitely gonna reach back out to you. Gonna want to do a walkthrough.
Absolutely.
And
we
actually
talk about
both
that?
and both spots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
right.
we gonna come through both spots, highlight, you know what I mean, your work, you know what I mean, your craft, you know what I'm saying, and your excellence, bro.
Absolutely.
For
So
sure.
Definitely gonna do
I
that.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no
Like
doubt.
I told y'all, I'm big fans of what y'all got going on, man. This
Appreciate
podcast is definitely fire.
Mm.
I watched every episode. I mean, I'm tapped all the way in.
It's crazy because you was like, when you had Lame on, you know what I mean? And it made me think, like, what the fuck we had Lame on? But I know which episode you're talking about when we had the live podcast.
exactly.
And we spent the
Big
camera
camera
around
on
so you
Lame.
could talk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you made me tap in like, what the fuck? What we had Lame? I knew you wasn't
We was at
tripping.
I knew
But I'm like,
he was
damn,
at
I'm
Limo's
tripping.
spot.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm saying?
He let us host a live podcast. Him and Chad.
We back at it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
let
that
us
was
do
live.
man.
Yeah. Live podcast. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
man.
super excited about it. I think we need to do it again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we're gonna let it build up a little bit more. We just so
More
excited
momentum.
about the platform, and we had some we had a nice little audience, but I know we can make a more of an impact. So
No doubt.
we're gonna swing that drum
Yeah.
back around.
No,
Man.
it's
Swing the block
dope,
again.
man, and it's
Swing the
needed.
block.
To be honest, this
Yeah.
this podcast is needed because it's giving brothers that usually don't speak, or you know what I mean, like opportunity to share their story that the young boys really need.
Mm,
You know what I mean? All these other podcasts is cool and all that, but this a real one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
This
for
joint,
sure.
Like
for
I told
sure.
you, I met the brother that y'all had on here at the art show.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's somebody
Talking
I
about
would
Ike.
never.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Far, that's my man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Far, y'all had him on here.
Oh,
I seen
Far,
he was
yeah.
at the art show too.
Right.
Now that's a brother that I can't tell you where we met, how we met, but you would think when we were around each other that we've been knowing each
Been knowing
like we
each other
grew up
for
on the
years.
same block. It's all love, man. Shout out
all
to Far,
love,
man.
right.
I bang with that's I like bro a lot.
Yeah, man. Energy flow and energy go, man.
For sure. That's a true statement. That's
Mhm.
powerful. You know what I mean? I meet a lot of people like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't with all that tough ass
Right,
shit.
nah.
Unless you know what I mean? That's just where you want to
Right.
be at. But other than that, I'm really
match
like
your energy.
Right, I'm really like a laid back type of, you know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Nah,
You
no
know what I'm
doubt.
saying? I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's over.
Like, yeah, that's like,
I gotta
man,
make
we
sure I
really-
get their family.
Right.
I gotta get them.
Like I got
home.
this one guy. He got a he gonna probably be on the episode real soon. We just was talking. Effortless clothing line.
Okay.
He from out west, and he got a barbershop. Speaking of it, and I met him just
Mm-hmm.
at a at the fucking rent-a-car spot.
Hey.
He worked there.
Okay.
Had the mean mug on the
Yeah.
whole time. I'm talking about cursing people out. Woo, woo, woo. I ain't bothering. I let him. He ain't bothering me. I ain't bothering him.
Right.
We great friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we great
No
friends.
doubt,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about,
Nah,
man.
yeah, for sure.
Just off it,
This-
just straight up and down. You know what I mean?
This joint be exposed. It be shining light. Like for me, even hearing some of the jail stories from y'all and everybody y'all have, you know what I'm saying? That ain't for me, bro.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like
Yeah, that
even
shit
growing
corny.
up,
Right.
like, you know, at one time it was like that was a badge of honor. Like
Right.
you went to jail. You wasn't really a man or a bull out here if you
Right.
ain't had that attached to you.
Right.
But for me, I knew like I ain't no tough guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I heard that was going on in them
Right.
joints. That was a bunch of dudes that were
Yeah.
wanting to be tough.
Right.
Things I was out here trying to be doing, that wasn't in there.
Right.
Girls, money.
Yeah,
Right,
black
So
right,
I,
right,
you know what I mean?
right,
Any
right,
chance I
right,
got to
right,
plead
right.
out. Yeah, I ain't trying to go in
Right.
there.
Yeah.
My life ain't in that joint.
Surprisingly so, it's a lot of people that be acting tough that really wasn't tough.
Oh yeah, when
Right.
they got in there,
that
yeah,
doorstep,
yeah.
that, I mean, you know what I
Right.
mean? They know who they are.
Right.
A lot of people got stories where they was getting smacked and
yeah,
all that, and
yeah.
they do nothing back and all that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest
Yeah,
with you.
I
man.
heard a lot of them,
Yeah.
man. But you know, Big Bro was giving me the game when he came home.
Right. So a lot of
Yeah.
stories be like,
Yeah,
jokers
they'll be
be
I
matching.
actually seen it,
jokers
bro.
be having to take
They'll
a
be
deep
at-
breath.
they'll
Like,
be
Seen
matching.
it,
sheesh, I'm
man. I
finally
don't
out
like
of
to
there.
speak on the brothers that I
Right,
mean
right.
longer here, but it was a dude that was like walking around the neighborhood, like acting like he was trying to terrorize it,
Right,
bro.
right.
And Big Bro came home,
right.
and
Oh,
we
yeah,
ran
he
into
tucked
each
in.
other down South
Yeah.
Street. I said, "Damn, bro, where the energy
Where
at?"
the
You know what I
energy
mean?
at? Right.
Big Bro had him calm,
Yeah,
chilly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
dang.
No, you get to see different sides of people, man.
Right.
You get to see if that's, you know what I mean, who they really are. You know what I'm saying? But
Nah,
that,
no doubt.
but I'm gonna tell you, man, them spots, that shit corny.
Yeah. Right.
That shit corny. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Having to worry about your kids and somebody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Feeling
somebody else
you,
lap.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. That's
Woo.
my thing, bro. Even to this day, like, just even being able to wake up to my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Major.
I feel that sometimes I'll be on FaceTime with my other kids and my daughter be on my lap or something. I'll be like feeling how they might feel about that. That's something I never want to
Right.
put on nobody kid. You know what I mean? On any
Yeah,
of them.
And that's
none of my
something I
kids
want to
ever again,
highlight.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Just being on this platform, I want to highlight. You know what I'm saying? The fact that fatherhood.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's big. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Rather you in it, however that look for you. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's truly important.
Mhm.
A lot of times people want to keep us stuck in
Right.
the past. Yeah, you ain't really this and you ain't really that.
Mhm.
No, where am I right now?
Right.
Who am I right now? You know what I'm saying? So just highlighting fatherhood is big,
Nah,
man.
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? The kids need us. You know what I'm saying? The kids that don't have no fathers need us.
Mhm.
You know? And
I don't even know how jokers do it, bro.
Yeah, just having that level.
You know what I
of
mean?
just
I be having some rough times at work. I come home, man, see my daughter. She
Hey,
make me
mate,
forget
it'd be-
about
it'd be
all
the
of
best.
it, bro.
It'd be the best feeling in the world.
Jokers don't be wanting to be
Right.
around. Like,
It'd be the best feeling in the
for
world.
sure.
You know, I think a lot of times it's crazy because I got some feedback about some of our commentary on the podcast from a woman the other day, and she was in her bitter feelings about some things but she couldn't never point out exactly what I said to make her feel bitter, and that's a typical woman when they got to complain about
Right.
something, they never could really point out
What it
their
was.
complaint. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm like, well, tell me what topic are you talking about,
Right.
so I can explain, because I might have been just being devil's advocate,
Mhm.
or I could really mean what I said.
Right.
So let me know. You know what I mean? Oh, well, I don't remember. Woo, woo, woo. But a lot of times what I realize is, people be going through what they be going through in their personal life.
Mhm.
And then they try to like project it on us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, don't put that energy on us.
Mhm.
That's something you personally going through over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With whoever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to take a step back and really observe your approach on how you know what I mean, co-parent with that other person.
Nah, that's super important.
Because a lot of times that approach may be offensive to that person. You know what I mean?
And
it may, right. And once you do that, you know, you challenging a man's manhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro always say, you know, you gotta, like he tell his daughters, you gotta meet a cat where he at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's important. That's but some women will say, man, I shouldn't have to do this. I shouldn't have to do that. Well, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what that's going to look like.
The same way you shouldn't have had that and shouldn't have laid down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So a lot of times I realize a lot of women don't want to accept accountability for where they went wrong at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, I'll never agree with a joker not taking care of his children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they still got to be taken care of.
Exactly.
But you know, loosen up some. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And I want to hear the whole circumstance.
Right. I want to hear the whole story.
I need to hear the whole story behind it.
Let me ask you this: did you ever drop the kid off and the kid just sat on the porch and the nigga just went about his day? No, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you know,
and that money, man, like
a lot of times it be about the money.
Yeah.
Be about
but what
money.
about what about if they call me at any time of the day? They know I'm gonna be there.
Right.
What that ain't important, you know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't
important,
buy, not even that I couldn't buy the sneaks. I couldn't buy her the designer sneaks that you wanted.
Right.
Yeah, some women like that, some women not.
Right.
Some women don't care about that. Some women only care about what they care about.
Right.
And babies be babies, and most of the times they be in their court.
Right.
And you can't. They say they don't say this. Some women be like, I never kept my kid away from him, but you was doing it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, you was doing it, and you was dictating how you wanted him to move, and
you was training the kid on how to think,
and how to think, and how to talk.
You was training the kid on.
There's a lot.
You know what I mean? How to think. But I don't talk about you in front of
my kids are smart. They know energy.
It's the energy that you give around a kid. You know what I'm saying? Just like, for example, like this one little critique I did with co-parent with this young lady. I said, because we didn't used to speak. We used to drop off, pick up. I said, let's try this. Let's try when we see each other. We ain't got to be friends. But just saying hello in front of the child.
Right.
Beep the horn, wave, anything. Right. Just acknowledging each other in front of the child. Let's see how that energy impacts the kid. It's been working.
Man, listen, bro.
It's been working because I never want my kid to keep getting in and out the car like, you got to be secretive. You got to take this person's side. You ain't got to do none of that shit with me. You know what I'm saying?
Because the kid love mom and dad.
Right.
No matter what. No matter what.
Kid about, what was your mom doing? Or none of that.
Right.
Never.
Nah, bro, I went through that. You know what I mean? I went through that, man. Shout out to my baby mom, too, because we got our relationship now. But I went through that for a long time. And it wasn't until just recently, my daughter older now, so we had them talks. And that's one of the things that she brought up that she didn't like that, bro.
Right.
Like just putting her in that pickle where she felt like she had to choose between mom and dad.
Yeah, in that space.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy because when she graduated from high school, we bought her a car. But I would have thought that would have been the biggest smile that I seen on her face.
Right.
The biggest smile was when she seen me and her mom interact, take a picture together. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So that's bro, that's super important.
Both parents on the same page. It's heavier than you think.
For sure.
And I knew that it was like, for example, with me and my wife, we got a daughter together. Sometimes I might tell my daughter, I might say, it's crazy that this is like when I tell my daughter, you want to go with mommy or daddy? She'll be like, I don't know what to pick.
Right.
And she'll feel flustered, like she in trouble or something. And I'll be like, no, go with mommy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you don't have to be confused. Like, you really got to pick.
You ain't
right.
Or
you got to choose somebody's side. But they be thinking like they in some type of, no, go with mommy. Daddy love you. Just go some candy. Go some
you really put the kid in a bad space.
A very bad space. A very bad space.
So just imagine if you're not married to that person.
Right.
Or if y'all on negative terms, how that child's
space
is
when you
feel.
when y'all
You know
cursing each other out and all that, like in their hair and all that.
And then they gotta hear the background of you and this effing, or talking that little, and they know.
Right.
Even if they looking out the window, drifting off in the space, they know.
Absolutely.
They know that, like we just were saying, the energy.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the energy, everything.
That's most important, bro.
Nah, man.
And I ain't one of them boys neither though. Like I went through the ringer, the child support and all that, and it was frustrating. You know what I'm saying? But I looked at it like I'm doing this for my child.
Right.
I ain't giving up. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Something. And it paid off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the relationship I got with each and every one of them is super
Yo,
special.
that child support
But,
bill.
oh, man. Bro, if it was one place that, you know what I'm saying, I could in another lifetime get away with destroying, bro, it would be that building, bro. I can't stand
Right,
that
because it
building,
puts you in a bad
man.
space.
It's like you ain't got no win.
Right. You
Dude,
put you in a bad
I
space,
got
man.
some stories about that
man.
building.
Yeah, it puts you in a
Sheesh.
crazy bad space, man. And you know, you don't even deserve that. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Nah,
kind
no
of
doubt.
all it takes is really a real live conversation, just a little bit of support at
Right.
each other. You know what I mean? Because one day I might be the machine.
Mm-hmm.
You might not be able to. I might be able to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you start putting all that negativity in the air, it'd be like, man, I'm doing a bare. I don't give a fuck about what
Exactly.
you're talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when
Right.
you like just like, for example, like my BM, like my oldest son, like, you call me for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about in terms of like, you need a mechanic, you need you need my homie to come over there and fix your sink.
Right.
Like, guess how much money you saving? Because he gonna come over there and do it for the strength. You're not gonna charge. You need him to jump on your roof, patch up a leak.
Right.
Where a joker might charge you $4,000 or $5,000 to do that. My man gonna get up there on the strength.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That be the the relationships and the resources that
Definitely.
you
That's
still
important,
be,
yeah.
right. That
Yeah.
you still be utilizing off my handle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, that's important. But when you start putting that negativity in the air, them relationships and that stuff shut down. Like one time the one that's evil, got caught up with a car situation. Or if you would have called me, it would have been
Right.
But you ain't
would've
got
been
that option to call me
Right.
no more. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
they bad space.
Bad space,
Relationships,
right?
man.
Right.
People-
Relationships,
Relationships
is
worth
important.
more than money.
Way
Worth more than
man.
money,
There's
right?
been
You'll
plenty
save
of rooms.
you'll save so much money just keeping your relationships
Nah,
good.
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, you're gonna have to cross that bridge again. Especially it's getting smaller and smaller.
I just
So,
want to
man.
just from just being a father, man. I want to commend you.
Oh man,
You know
I
what I'm saying?
appreciate that.
No doubt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and before we close out, man, I want to tell you, man, I appreciate you, man, and we fans of you too, bruh.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You staying afloat. You know what I mean? You definitely standing on business. You're a great looking young man. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
And
that.
it just, yeah,
Thank
keep,
you.
And I like the way you wear your
keep
ring,
showing
man.
up how you
I
showing
like
up.
the way you
Yeah,
wear that
I like
ring,
that
you know what I
joint.
mean?
We gonna
You
talk
know what I
about
mean?
it. You know what I mean? Looking good.
I'm gonna give an excuse, man. My weight go up and down, so I got
Yeah.
I got one though sitting on the joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No doubt. Man.
I got a joint too, but it ain't icy as that joint.
Shout out to Young Shane.
man.
Shout out to the Oriental.
Nah, no doubt.
Talk about it. What we doing, bruh?
It's a wrap.
Another table of consequence. Let's get
Indeed.
it.